you very much for joining me. I've got a bit of a blue theme going on, a bit turquoisey maybe over here. Today's reading is going to be, what are they hiding from you? You've got 3 choices. The first one is Event Horizon. The second one is Ink Wash. And the third one, I don't know if you can see that, it's Fig Rush. Basically, I was being attacked by a swan on a beach. Can you see him? Okay, those are your choices. So if you want to make your choice, then we'll get stuck in. Right, pile number 1, let's go through these together and flick them over one at a time, and the stories may change, the connections may change as I find out more, but each one's got its placement, so each one's got a different tale to tell. Let's have a look. This is them, and this is the energy that they push out, okay? So to have the Sacred Heart as them, this is somebody who's probably very gentle-natured, somebody who knows how to love, possibly somebody who's had a very good relationship with mum, dad, siblings, possibly family. So they've got a good base energy. Depends on their temperament as well, but they'll have a good base. They've got a good start off in life. They know what it feels like to care for others. It's not somebody who's cut off or scared or fearful of showing their affections, I guess. You've got here the energy that they push out with you is slightly guarded, which doesn't make much sense to me. The King of Swords tries to look at things logically, but that does make sense, to be honest, in some way. Just because somebody comes across as quite dry, and somebody isn't quite, they're not gushing or they're not basically declaring their love, doesn't mean that they don't feel it, and it doesn't mean that not everybody feels love in the same way. Not everybody feels like it needs to be expressed or grand or dramatic or passionate, but they still feel it in a way that feels strong to them, but it feels almost more measured, as in it could possibly... I'll give you some instances here. When I talk about elements, I mean, like a whole, a lot of elements in one particular person. A fire person who's fire all the way through. They tend to fall in love big, grand gestures. And, we have like terms which I always feel quite negative, which is called is it love bombing? I think it is love bombing. But that's how fire people tend to love. Most of the time, they're not doing it to manipulate. There are a small amount of people that do that, but a lot of the time, it's just how they love. They feel it quickly, it's full on, it's exciting. It makes them feel like they're the centre of the world as well. And then it dies off a little bit because you can't maintain that for that amount of time. And, you can get people who do play through their own weaknesses with others, but that's just somehow how it happens. With people who are possibly more air and more earth, they tend to be more measured with that love, but it doesn't mean that it's any bigger or less than the fire person. It just is delivered in a different package. It's a long drawn out, it's past the parcel, wrapping and unwrapping. So that's what I'm getting from your person here so far, is what they're hiding from you. Basically a soft heart is what I would guess so far, but let's carry on. Their thoughts about you. The Knight of Cups, their thoughts are romantic. They want to move forward to you. There's a sense of softness here, which is very much in keeping with their natural nature. Yeah, there's some good words together, but it just feels right to them. It's what they're looking for. It's what makes them feel as if life is okay. It feels just like they did when they were young, when they could possibly attach to people. This person probably is very much into having a relationship. Some people are, some people aren't. But why so guarded, I don't really know. Feelings are hidden. The Hidden Strength card here, which very much goes with the King of Swords. So there's some sort of danger, I think, that they're perceiving this relationship, possibly why you've got here a mouse in the owl's beak. Yum. I didn't mean yum then. that doesn't really, I mean, what danger is what I'm thinking, to be honest. I'm going to say what I'm thinking here, but I'm not sure that I mean it. Being played, playful, choices, different people in situations, options. Not sure how you're going. This person is maybe, you know, shielding their heart here with the hidden strength. Not sure how they're going to be perceived by you. And so they're trying to be what I guess the King of Swords, trying to be more measured with it. So this person, I think, has, with the cards here, a big ability to connect, or very, very strong emotions, but often comes across as in a bit like, I don't really, not bothered, don't mind type of persona, but they feel towards you, but they're trying to hide it, I guess there. How do they act? And if this is a group situation, they very much like to hide as part of the group. They like to look as if they dwell into it, not say anything that's out of place. There's a feeling here as well that they possibly, or you possibly, could have experienced some sort of telling off by them. There's a feeling here that, especially if you see them in a group, is there any time that your person has been because this is quite a steady feeling here, and oftentimes people with the backdrop very much loved by parents can often grow up to be very much secure in the fact that they're not easily pliable, and they can often like to give their opinion in some way. This is what this feels like. How do they act towards you? And you've got here part of a group, possibly, almost like, in a very kindly manner, of course, telling you what is. So maybe you sense that, and I sense that quite a lot in people. I'm very much drawn towards fiery people because they seem, I don't know, just fun. But oftentimes you get not just fire, it's normally fire with something else. I don't know. But once I sense that they're going to tell me off or they're not going to laugh, it's like I just tend to pull back a bit, because this is this feeling here. You can possibly sense this person may think he knows, or she may think they know what's right for everybody, and you may like to be a little bit more shifty or flexible and jump in and out of situations. I guess your person's had the same job for a long time, is what I would say here. So what are they hiding from you, apart from slightly restricted feelings, a slightly bossy personality, a slightly ordered personality where they like things to be just so, including their emotional life, their home life. Yeah, interesting. What are they hiding from you? Oh, this is a really sweet combination that may be difficult to express, but it really is a big deal. You've got the Star card and you've got the Lovers card. It's like this person projects forward and their little sweetheart, where he is, the Knight of Cups. It's like tasting something that is forbidden, or something that feels as if it's got options outside themselves. It's like, this is different, this is really interesting, but I feel like if I move, I'm going to almost unearth myself in some way. Where you've got the Nine of Swords with a turtle almost being engulfed by the giant wave. It's like you are different, you are outside my usual, the person excuse me, outside. I can't think of the words. I feel that they relate to people who are very similar to them, hence why they're in a group telling you off, or adjusting your personality. But I feel the Star card, the Lovers card here, there's something quite laid back, quite bohemian, quite different, quite easygoing, quite flexible about you, which is adorable to them. But there's a feeling here that they are very much taken by you, but quite fearful of you at the same time, which is why you've got the Knight of Swords is what I'm trying to say here, which is a really sort of, you could very much be this person's Uranus transit in some way, Uranus on the moon or something like that, where they're introduced to somebody who's different. And this person generally is a really, kind-hearted, lovely person, but likes things to be just so and collected in their life. And maybe, this person has had relationships and jobs that have lasted a long time, still in contact with old friends, still very respectful to it still varies if you go out of it. Actually you do. Respectful to people and wants to help people. Really sort of good egg. And then you've got you coming in here, making them fall in love, but feeling slightly threatening. There's something very much, and I think I've said this in other readings, Along Comes Polly. Is it Along Comes Polly? The woman who pulls a Weasley thing around. Jennifer Aniston, and she falls in love with somebody who is nice and whose marriage collapses. But it's like, oh my God, this is outside my comfort zone. And he's there trying to put all the cushions on the bed, isn't he? And this is how I lie my bed. This is what this feels like. 10,000 cushions and she comes in and like chucks them all off. It's like, what on earth are you doing? I feel that you are that. I haven't had a long come poly reading for a while. Why are they doing this? The Queen of Swords, because they're looking for a mate. And it makes sense to them. The King of Swords is very astute, very much in charge of their mental faculties, imagine that, and they're looking for a Queen of Swords type person, and they're adjusting, I think, and hence the fear here, but flanked with the Lovers and the Star card here. And you've got the Knight of Swords over the Lovers there. They've fallen for you. It's like you're new, you're fresh. This is like a Uranus type feeling. You're different. It's like, thank the Lord that you came into their life, because they would carry on in the same direction, being extremely lovely, but possibly getting a little bit duller as they get older if you hadn't. So, pile number one, that's what I've got there. I hope that helps in some way. It's got a really lovely feeling to it of somebody who you make somebody stand back because you're different, because you come across as a bit devil-may-care, or, this maybe the way that you dress is very different from them. There's something very easygoing, very exciting about you, something fresh. Different perspective on life, and it feels quite difficult for them to adjust to that, but I think it may take time, but I feel that this person will find it very difficult to let you go. Once you taste that, it's very difficult to go back to this stuffiness here. Okay, pile number one, I'm going to leave you there. Hopefully there'll be readings out tonight. I'll put as many out as I can. So if you fancy reading, please check out huluppu.co.uk. And don't forget to subscribe. Bye. Okay, what are they hiding from you? Pile number two, which is ink wash. You've got here, this is them, and this is the energy that they push out. You've got here the Eight of Wands. This is somebody, a bit of a firecracker, literally. Somebody who is probably quite at ease with words, quite at ease with playing, quite, flirty, poky and fun type of personality. Somebody who's got a lot of energy, somebody who's got a drive, somebody who's got a bit of oomph inside them. The King of Wands here, very much the energy they push out is, I am who I say I am. Both of them are fire. Both of them are very sort of in control. That Sagittarius feeling between the pair of them, which, possibly could be, as this card is Sagittarius, this has got like three different choices, would be somebody who is flexible, strong personality, makes life fun, make life exciting, doesn't accept stuffiness, doesn't accept people that are stuck in a rut, doesn't allow people to become too serious about themselves. They like to play, they like to push, they like to see your reactions. So this is somebody who's got a bit of nerve and verve, is probably what I would say there. Let's have a look at their thoughts about you first. These difficult cards for thoughts. The Nine of Swords is a feeling of fear, of feeling that something may engulf them possibly, which there was a lot of freedom in this feeling here. So maybe there's a feeling of being trapped or tied down possibly, or being lost in emotions with the water behind. But to me, the Nine of Swords is more like it's a fear that's mental rather than real. It's not something you've done. To me, it feels as if, possibly because of the fire in here, it's a danger that's imagined. It's like maybe they just like traveling, maybe they just like lots of different relationships, maybe they don't like to commit, or maybe they've had relationships before and it just is like they don't want to hone themselves in or trap themselves into a situation that they can't move sideways out of. I don't feel, as I said, because it's mental, that it's anything you've done, it's them. It's just the way that some people are. And most of the time you probably know that. Very different from what I guess. It's like they think that they're going to get trapped, but their feelings are calm, considered, at ease, collected. They feel happy, they feel content, they feel as if they've got what they need with you. It's like the relationships that are easy to talk to. It wouldn't surprise me whether they put a lot of effort into conversations with you and they feel as if they can tell you lots of different things, reveal lots of their personal, probably hidden bits. Oh, that's not a crap word, isn't it? Crap 2 words. They reveal their inner self to you is probably what I'm trying to say. To me, that's an image of 2 people sat in a garden where one person, they're doing a lot of talking, you're very calm and listening, and in between what they're saying, possibly the Nine of Swords here, you can possibly sense things that they're not ready to commit yet, or they're not ready to be tied down, but there's genuine ease and affection between the pair of you. Maybe that so far. How they act with you, again, this is a genuine person. You've got fire all the way through these cards here, how they act. And there's a saying, isn't there? I forget it every time. You ask me and I'll tell you. The old James Bond, not Brown film, which I love, and he says, you ask me who I am and I will tell you. This is this person. They don't hide from people. Straightforward, honest, open, and the way that they act with you is probably very kind, very enthusiastic. When they see you, they don't hide from you. They're warm and they're considerate, and they come over and they talk to you and they make you feel at ease and they make you feel seen. And I feel that the conversation between the pair of you is easy flow. But this person, and I'm thinking possibly maybe through past relationships or for some reason that I obviously don't know, the Nine of Swords, it's like I'm not ready to commit and I don't quite know why here. But it wouldn't surprise me with these 3 fire cards whether your person's got fire in them. What are they hiding? You've got, these cards are all huge. I can't even emphasize this enough. These cards are huge with regards to moving outwards and expanding. Your person, I think, has got ideas and ideals with regards to where they see their life in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. This person doesn't want to be trapped in or maintained or contained or told what to do in any way whatsoever. This to me wouldn't surprise me with the expansion, the sun and the wheel of fortune, whether they've got inside them a desire or even plans to move abroad, to set up a business, to do something really big with their life. Maybe they have given you inklings. This is like the hidden part. What are they hiding? But to me, if they're looking for a relationship, they're looking for somebody who's going to make their life bigger. And what's that burn after reading quote that lady, something McDermott or something like that, she says, I'm looking for a yes man. And this person is looking for a yes person, somebody who doesn't squash their dreams, and that may be what they're hiding. They're looking for somebody who is open, flexible, courageous, slightly wild, the ability to add on to life rather than to stay still or to take away. They're not looking for somebody with hang-ups. They're looking for somebody with movement and with a sense of, yes, I can do it. Why would they hide that? Because their feelings towards you are very controlled. I feel that this person with this fire and this huge expansive feeling down here may actually feel like they're too much. And if you're quieter and they've got feelings for you, they don't want to reveal that in case you run, possibly. If you don't know them very well, and you're sat down and having a conversation, you're talking about polite pleasantries, and they turned around and said, well, this is what I want to do. I want to start up a bar in South America. They possibly, with this feeling here, aren't really sure how you're going to take that. You've got to interpret that to your person here, but it's an ability to not be tied down, to have something to pin their hat onto in the future that makes them feel excited about life. And that can refer to a country, a relationship, or a work situation. It doesn't really matter, but it's like, got to keep expanding. My brother-in-law and sister-in-law have this feeling about them. When you're with them, you're like, anything's possible. It's just is like, but there's like pros and cons. There's a lot of fire in them. Pros and cons, they can run roughshod over people at times. But it's like the energy that sometimes, it's very good because it pulls you out of your comfort zone. This is what this person wants, somebody to help them be pulled out of their comfort zone. But I think at the moment, they're almost like checking you out, wondering whether you can deal with them, whether you can deal with that before. This is somebody who I think is a very passionate person. But, maybe has like a quieter ascendant or a quieter sun sign with like a strong moon and lots of fire behind it. And my dad, sorry to talk about my family here, but my dad's like Capricorn, Sun, Virgo rising, I think. And he's got like Sagittarius everywhere else and Aries. He does crosswords, he's really quiet, but there's a bit of this in him. You try and pin him down and he's off. That's my mum. But that is what it feels like there. Why are they trying to hide that from you? The Page of Cups, because they're trying to relate to you. Your person, the Page of Cups is somebody trying to be sweet, somebody who's trying to give you a taste themselves so that you like them, type of feeling here. But this person's passionate, this person's got a wild side to them, this person wants life to feel like an adventure. They want somebody to accompany with them on that, but they want that person to be easygoing, easy flowing. They don't want somebody putting their foot down, somebody who is difficult to pull, somebody who's temperamental, somebody who's got too many problems. Everybody's got problems, but too many problems that they're always pulling them down. And so what they're doing to you, I guess, from this pile is relating to you in a really, really sweet way to try and get to know whether you're going to come with them on their journey. This feels like somebody who's going to, who, if you're with this person and this feels right, they can change the way that you feel about yourself. It's somebody who's positive, optimistic, and sees life as being a little bit small. Making the most of it before we all kick the bucket. That is what I feel here, and I feel they're being quite gentle with you and considerate because they like you. They feel that you're softer and possibly more delicate than them, and I think they're trying to relate to you in a way, almost, maybe you're shy, maybe you're just quieter, but they're trying to relate to you in a way that is like pulling you out of your shell to see whether you like them. It's really sweet pile, this. I'd say yes, take me travelling. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. Thank you. I don't know if you actually got what I said there. Thank you very much for joining me. There should be readings out on Sunday night. I'll put as many out as I can. So if you fancy one, it's huluppu.co.uk. Thank you very much. Bye. Okay, what are they hiding? Fig Rush with that evil swan there after my little sandwich or whatever I was eating. Okay, let's have a look. You've got somebody here. This is them, and this is the energy that they push out that you see. There's a very feminine feeling in this, but it's like a strong feminine feeling, so it wouldn't surprise me if you're talking about a woman here. It doesn't have to be that, but there is that feeling. Oh, it doesn't cross my mind that often, to be honest, but it's strong in here. This is somebody who's got a strong personality, and that's what you see. They probably come across as quite confident. They probably come across here with the stars in their eyes as being wise or knowing or understanding, or you think that they read you. Maybe you could be wrong in that, I don't know. With the Eight of Swords here, this is somebody who is probably appearing confident, but is almost slightly, I'm going to say watery. With the Eight of Swords, I don't know why. It's like they are watching, they're waiting, they are trying to understand the situation. This person probably is very perceptive, but there's a fear in there, almost like they're trying to see whether they're going to get tripped up. But they are come across as, I guess, outgoing, positive, chatty, starting off communicating with you and talking to you in a way that is possibly feels quite alive, feels quite funny, feels quite entertaining and amusing. And this stars in their eyes bit and the Eight of Swords here, I feel that you think that they can read you, and I think you're right. With the Eight of Swords here, it's like somebody below the water. It's like they're trying to read you so that it's trying to avoid pain. But it's so well adjusted that they've become very good at reading people, if that makes sense here. So they're expecting something to go wrong, but coming across as very easygoing, possibly. Their thoughts about you. Oh, as we were just talking about the difference between here, you've got the Mask card here. They're waiting to see whether you're doing the same as them, possibly, or whether you're hiding something, either whether you're going to hurt them, whether they're going to need to put their hackles up in some way, or whether that you're just doing the same thing as them. Whether you are not who you say you are. Whether you're putting on a persona. And to be honest, everybody puts on a persona. We're different with other people, aren't we? You know, very polite when we want a job and we're being interviewed, and very revolting and silly when you're with your friends. Just you, not me. But there is that feeling here. They're trying to figure you out. They're trying to figure you out for lots of different reasons. Their feelings towards you: pain, upset, tears, fear, heartache. So what are they hiding? This is changing a little because it's feeling a little bit darker. Very different from the other two piles, this one. If this isn't you, try the other two piles. I'm a lot more light-hearted. This has got feelings of something going on beneath the surface in this. This person feels like they're trying to find something out about you, but it feels a little bit maladjusted in some way, and I don't quite know. I feel like I need to put extra on this. How do they act? Loving, kind, caring. Okay. This has got something going on behind the surface. I can't imagine this is going to relate to many, but I'm going to carry on with it because it's what it says here. They're coming across as... I'm going to start again because it's changing. The Eight of Swords, in a few sentences, they are feeling as if they've got to hide something. They're feeling as if their thoughts are fearful and almost like trapping them in some way. The way they act with you, the Ten of Cups and the Queen of Wands, is very outgoing, very loving, very charming, very diplomatic, very sort of cha-cha, let's like have a laugh. Underneath, their thoughts and their feelings are, is this genuine? Am I going to get hurt? There's some pain in here, and I don't know whether it's to do between the pair of you or whether this person has been, I'm going to say hurt, but I don't feel that that's strong enough in the past. This feels traumatized slightly. I'm going to have to put cards on that. Let me just see what they're actually hiding. That's not bad. The World card can suggest an ending. Maybe you've wrapped this up before, this relationship, maybe through arguments, possibly with these cards here, or maybe this person has been cheated on in the past. You know, whether there's a fear here, why they're looking to see if somebody's got a mask on. If they have been, they are looking, if you come across as a similar personality to some sort of ex, or you look like an ex here, it's almost like a pull towards somebody to try, and this will only relate to a few people, to try and almost run through a situation to adjust it so that they not come out on top, which possibly could be that, but it's more they can sort it out in their head without even knowing that, and they're almost like, well, this feels familiar. It's like rehashing some issue that they've had before. and they're almost like trying to make sure they don't fall into it or don't get hurt. The Star card, even though you've got the World card, which is an ending, the Star card is hope. And the Page of Wands here, to me, makes me think that this person has experienced some form of trauma in the past, some form of upset. But following the moon, it's like as well, you know, with these cards together, stars in their eyes, and they're being trapped underneath the surface, they're aware of how they act. There's like hope and possibility here. It's like somebody, what are they hiding from you is that they're quite guarded. They've had difficult relationships, whether it's with lovers or with parents or in work, I don't know. But this person knows themselves quite well, is trying not to react in ways that are self-sabotaging or ruining the connection between the pair of you. And I feel that, I don't know if you pick this up with this, it's like they come across as easygoing, but this person's trying to, in a very good way, get through some of their own trauma and not bring you into it, I feel, the more that I look into it. Because of this card here and these cards here and the endings, these are quite positive. It's like the Star card is a card of Aquarius go inwards before they go outwards. They try and understand themselves, and they try and sort of push things a little bit forward so that they can relate to the world in a way that fits and is right. And the Moon card, the Page of Wands card here, is taking action towards that, but following their inner guidance here. And then you've got here fear, but coming across as very sort of sweet and kind and playful, but inside it's like something's gnawing them away, and that's what they're hiding from you, is a thought that trauma is going to basically be opened up again. This is a bit of a heavy reading. It's going to be opened up again, and I think they've identified that you aren't the trauma, that it's inside them, but making sure that it doesn't end up in a mess. Let me have a look at why. Five of Cups, loss. Five of Cups, loss. It's like they've been in pain, but they've got the two cups standing. They're still, they can still relate emotionally. They want to relate emotionally. They want to get out from under the water. But this is a really great pile for all of us, really. And we all basically, all of us, I don't know if we all do, I think we do, to be honest. We become quite blind to our shitty spots inside ourselves, because they're difficult to deal with, not always, but we tend to hide them a little bit and go with the bits that flow a bit easier. But those shitty spots, they basically come round in circles, the World card here, and they pop up. And the more that you hide them, the more you avoid these cards, the bigger they pop up. These bubbles get bigger and bigger, and it's like, oh. And I feel that this person, if you're interested in astrology, is perhaps going round a transit they've had before that's been quite difficult. It's coming up again, and here you are in front of them on the stage, and they're about to reenact something that they failed at before because they didn't identify it themselves, and they're trying to hide possibly a sense of fear that this is coming up out into the open again. I don't know what it is, but I feel that you're a lesson to them. I feel that the way that you deal with them and possibly their good and bad points is going to make a huge difference to their personality, because they may have loved and lost before with the Five of Cups here, and they can sense that could happen again. Anyway, I'm going to start summing this up with regards to what are they hiding from you. They're hiding a sense of powerlessness. They're hiding a sense of fear. They're hiding a sense of something being repeated and them having to basically own it this time, because they feel that, not like the last chance, but they're old enough, wise enough, or is the other one ugly enough to be able to do it in a way that really counts, and it goes inside and that lesson isn't repeated again. And that's what, I don't know what it is. I don't know what that is. It's like you're a temptation in some way, or you are offering them something that puts them back on the... Oh, God, it's like... It opens up sores. And that's what they're hiding. This person's trying really hard to do their best. And I think there's a genuine feeling of not wanting to put you out, but still having to deal with something themselves. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, because that is quite a hard reading. But if you look at the cards, them struggling. The energy they push out is good. Their thoughts are masks, something's hidden. Their feelings are pain. The way that they act, these two go together is in like this person's trying really hard to give you a good experience. What are they actually hiding from you? You've got endings, searchings, and knowledge, and trying to understand these patterns where they possibly have misbehaved or somebody's acted on them in a very difficult way and they've not been able to deal with it, so they don't want to repeat it. And there's like loss, but still that ability to push and to drive to make the best and to learn. There's a real sense of learning in this pile, very chironic pile. Okay, I can imagine that has only hit home with perhaps 1, 2. But that's what I've got. Thank you very much for spending time with me. If you do fancy reading, there will be readings out on Sunday night. It's huluppu.co.uk. Yep. Okay, well, thanks again. Bye.